Why hello out there, and welcome to not one, not three, but two dudes
Two dudes.
on a radio.
Yep, that's us. The world is crazy, but luckily, so are we.
I thought you forgot.
Too mad. I didn't forget.
My name is Eddie Boyce.
And I'm Shaner.
There you go. That was the longest intro we've ever had in our
Yeah,
entire
you know, it
lives.
deserved it.
It's a lackadaisical.
We can't always, scream into the microphone. Sometimes you just gotta say
it back.
things. Take it back.
Slow down.
Yeah, slow down with
Drink
us.
some wine. Oh, whoops, sorry.
Or don't.
Or don't.
Slow down with us.
Slow down.
Now we sound like a nice, relaxing channel. Like, tune in for 3 hours of smooth jazz.
ASMR. Touch the mic and just tap it a whole bunch. Oh, okay, that's...
Hopefully that isn't... ASMR. Are you listening on headphones?
If you're not already,
I hope you are.
follow us on Instagram and Facebook, where you won't have to listen to Shaner whisper to you.
Yes, you will.
Oh, you will?
That's going to be recorded.
No, on the socials.
Oh, yeah, on the socials.
Yeah. And the episode will, sorry, I don't know what you're listening if you're... don't want to listen to that.
Go onto our socials and leave us all the feedback. Tell me how good my ASMR was, because it's pretty good. I trained for that. Okay. I do ASMR on the side. You just don't know about it.
That would be a weird hobby you would have. I could totally see that.
I would do only the weird ones, though, like getting my order from Starbucks ASMR. Going to the hardware store ASMR.
Can I buy a screwdriver, please?
Can I get a venti frappuccino, please?
Of course.
Thank you. Didn't we joke about this last?
I have no idea.
Last season.
Maybe.
I think we made ASMR jokes.
We should do an ASMR episode.
I think we talked about that last semester.
Probably. Actually, yeah. I think you're right.
I remember that.
Anyways, follow us on socials. Thanks for watching and listening. Whatever. Follow us on YouTube. All that stuff. All right, top 5 in the Hive. Let's go, people.
Rock it.
So we bounced around this week. Got a harder time getting one this week, but we got it finally.
Yeah, we
top
got it.
5 or per. Well, it's it.
It's just in general.
In general.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I did it in general.
Good. Okay, so
top 5 stupidest ways to die.
Yeah. Now, if you're familiar with the song "Dumb Ways to Die," there's a song out there. Have you ever heard that?
Isn't that Weird Al? No.
No, it was an ad for a train station, Metro, in Europe.
Oh.
And they
I
made
haven't.
Okay, I'll play it for you sometime. It's a video, it was an ad played. It was an animated music video called "Dumb Ways to Die." It just talks about dumb ways to die, and the video ends with the last 3 dumb ways to die are involving trains. Now you can avoid dying with trains.
That's a smart ad right there.
It was morbid but funny. I'll show it to you. You'll understand.
All right, you have to show it to me. So.
Yeah.
Right. Hit us off with number 5. Sharon.
Okay, so number 5 stupid way to die is attempting. Keyword attempting to break the world record for sleep deprivation.
Oh.
This was set by a man named Randy, I believe his name was. He went 11 days without sleeping. And if that isn't a role model, I mean a terrible thing to look up to, not a role model. 11 days. Can you imagine? If you tried to go 12, you might actually die. In fact, you'd probably die before you broke that record. So my number 5, attempting to break the world sleep record.
That's
11 days. How did he do it?
I can do 2. That's like my max.
What's Holly's record? I feel like she has the best record of all of us.
She's gone a week with 5 hours of sleep.
Okay, so
or something like that.
So 11 days. If she listens to this,
don't do it.
Don't do it, Holly. We know you would. We know you'd attempt it. Don't.
I've mellowed her out a bit so she's not as crazy.
Oh, that's good. Because, I feel like you'd die trying to break that record, and it's a stupid way to die,
Pretty stupid.
Get sleep. As much as it's fun staying up all night, and I love it, sleep is also nice. There's nothing like it.
Nope.
Get sleep.
Literally, there's nothing like it.
Nothing like it.
Not even a coma.
Except maybe death.
Oh. Anyways, my number 5 is an Amazon drone.
Ooh.
Imagine just walking about,
yeah,
doing an errand, and all of a sudden, BAM! Amazon. You get smacked in the head with an Amazon drone or impaled, and you just die. Right really? There, in there. Think about it.
Yeah, that would suck.
That would really suck.
Technology,
you know. These are really short. There's not much to say. It's just kind of self-explanatory.
That would suck though. The Amazon drone to the face, or to anywhere, I guess.
It's the hard. Well, I mean, hit your leg, like.
Yeah, you might survive that. But yeah, no, Amazon drone to the face or the heart, yeah, that would be a bad way to die. I feel like if they're flying that low, there's a problem.
Well, I'm thinking like it malfunctions and it crashes. Oh, okay, that's what my thought process is.
Yeah. My number 4, black market skydiving lessons. You walk into an alley, there's a guy in there with like a ski cap and, sunglasses, and he's got a big puffy coat on. He goes, "Hey, pal.
Yeah, okay.
You want to buy a parachute?" You can't see it, but I'm doing the classic like coat opening gesture you see all guys do. You want to buy a parachute? Some skydiving lessons? I have a helicopter. And he takes you up there and you jump out and shocker, the parachute doesn't work. And you plummet. You just straight plummet to your death. Black market really skydiving lessons. If you're doing skydiving lessons, make sure you don't buy them off a guy in an alley.
I don't like the idea of skydiving.
Neither do I.
I hate it.
Yeah, no. I'd only do it to save my life. Like, if I had to, I could.
No, I'd rather die, to be honest. I would rather die.
Well, in that case, just do it. Then you could die. Either way, you win. You either live or you die. It's both the things you wanted there.
It's a win-win situation.
Hit us with your number 4.
Number 4. Electrocution while you're playing... Okay, so this is a long one. So you're playing your console.
Okay.
There's a lightning storm. Lightning hits your house, which then electrocutes your gaming console, which then somehow electrocutes you.
I would feel like that would only work were you using an older console which still had corded remotes, like a PlayStation 2.
Well, yes, it would have to be a corded.
But PlayStation 3s do have the charging cords that connect your thing. So yeah, I would say that would suck.
Mm-hmm. I don't even know if that's feasibly possible.
I'm sure there's a way it could have happened at one point somewhere.
It happens.
I don't know. You never know with these things.
Yeah. But yeah, pretty stupid to die. I'm just trying to play Mario Go-Kart and then zap. I'm dead.
Yeah, that would be terrible.
All right, number 3.
My number 3. So picture this. You go to the soccer field with your friends, and all of a sudden you realize no one brought a soccer ball. Everyone thought everyone else was bringing it. Oh, but no. In the tree near the soccer field, there looks like a nice, solid soccer ball-sized wasp's nest.
What?
And you use it as a soccer ball. And the wasps get mad and you die. Because I believe wasps, sting you with venom.
How is that even possible?
I don't know.
Who would be stupid enough to do that? Besides YouTubers.
We used a wasp's nest as a soccer ball. Can he die? And, it's a video of them with, a shocked face and, a big animated wasp next to them. Guys, we used... a wasp nest is a soccer ball. Kenny's in the hospital. He might die. There are people out there that are that stupid. Don't doubt it. Worse, stupider things have happened. Using a wasp's nest as a soccer ball.
What made you think of that?
I'm creative.
You are, but
trust me, the next 2 are even better.
I hope they're your top 2. All right, so my number 3 is drinking too much water and having your stomach burst.
Is that even possible?
Yes.
Wow.
Well, because think about it. So there's so much pressure that it just kind of.
And people say water is healthy.
I know,
you,
right?
When it can do that.
Don't drink water.
Don't drink water.
It's some water, but don't drink too much.
No, don't drink water.
Just don't drink water.
Water can explode your stomach. Why would you drink it?
Well, I mean, it can happen with anything else in your stomach if you eat too much.
Nonsense. Water is dangerous. Stop drinking it.
Water. There's a t-shirt. Yeah, drink too much. Don't drink too much water. I've heard that's a thing.
My next one kind of relates to that, and just the eating too much.
Okay.
Eating too much toothpaste.
Oh.
Now, some of the chemicals in toothpaste are dangerous to you in large amounts, and I read you would need to consume 8 tubes of toothpaste for it to be lethal. Oh. So, my number 2, eating 8 tubes of toothpaste.
I kind of want to see that.
Eddie, no. I'm going to tell Holly.
8 tubes of toothpaste. Can you survive the limit?
I'm telling Holly to remove all the toothpaste from your house and to not let you go
have to brush my teeth ever again? Yes!
You just have to do it with something else. Not toothpaste. Just pure baking soda. That's a thing, actually.
Ew, I know.
That's a thing, actually.
I know it's a thing. It's weird. Yeah. There's baking soda toothpaste out there. It's like El Natural or something like that.
That might kill you.
Maybe.
I think you can die from eating too much of that, but I didn't look into that because I tried to do not too many eating too much of.
Right.
But hit us with your number 2.
Right. My number 2 is accidentally stabbing yourself while making dinner.
That would really suck. You're just trying to make a nice meal?
Yeah, just trying to make a nice meal and just, oops, the knife. Trying to cut up some carrots and just impaled myself. Oops.
That is some skills.
Have you ever dropped the knife and it almost stabs your feet?
Yeah, many times.
I can't believe it hasn't.
You have to kind of do this
feet.
awkward like dance around the kitchen. Yeah. That's happened and it's terrifying.
I'm glad I've never been.
Yeah, even with like a fork, it's terrifying, you know?
With a fork,
it would still, especially if you're barefoot.
Yeah, but
now, if you're wearing
it's
shoes,
not going to impale me.
Yeah. If you're wearing shoes, it's fine, but if you're barefoot like I tend to be, it's really scary.
Really scary.
Yeah.
0 out of 10 would not recommend.
Yeah, no, don't do it. Just don't ever cook.
Just don't cook. There
Remove all the knives from your kitchen. Duh.
All right, number 2, Shaner. Or did you do number 2?
Yeah.
Oh, number 1.
Number 1. This is the weirdest one, stupidest one I've ever seen. So I had a book. I think I still have it somewhere. I got from my uncle one Christmas, and it was called The World is Trying to Kill You or something like that. And it just had all sorts of weird and crazy ways to die and how like, possible it is that that could happen. And the one I was thinking about is apparently in some mountain regions, eagles will eat turtles.
Oh.
But the problem is, hold on, I'm going somewhere with this.
I know this. Okay.
Yeah. And so, but they have to get through the shell. So they pick up the turtles and they fly up like to a really high altitude and they drop the turtles. They fall and their shell shatters on some rocks and they eat the turtle meat that's died inside. But the problem is sometimes...
Really smart, by the way.
Yeah, you know, but sometimes your head looks an awful lot like a rock. So you can die from getting a turtle dropped on your head via an eagle in the mountains.
Does that actually happen?
I can look it up while I'm talking, while you're talking about your number 1. Yeah, so my number 1 way is going to be turtle to the head via an eagle.
That's a pretty stupid way to die. Okay. My number 1. Dying in a car crash, but you're parked. So your car's parked, you're just sitting there, and someone just careens out of nowhere and crashes into you and you die.
That would be terrible.
It would be terrible.
That would be like, you did everything right.
You're doing everything right. You're not even doing anything, and just... I bet that would happen in like an Avengers movie. Like just, the aliens attack and someone just happens to be parked in their car. Oops.
Yeah, you know, it's happened, I'm sure.
Hulk accidentally throws a car too far.
Yeah, have you ever seen that meme? It's like that look you give when you just paid off your car and Superman or the Hulk picks it up like a weapon. Okay, yeah. So I'm reading that this has happened more than once.
What?
Yep.
Wow.
Especially in history. A guy named, I can't even pronounce that, an ancient Greek philosopher or whatever.
I guess they would have turtles and eagles in Greece.
Well, because he was bald. That was the problem. So we have hair. We should be fine.
That's not much.
So if you're going hiking, wear a helmet. or risk turtle concussion.
Bludgeoned by turtle.
I like turtle concussion.
In gravity.
Okay. Hit us with that student of the week.
Zachary Franks.
Zachary Franks.
Good job, man.
Good job.
You done did it.
We know what you did.
All right, so now to quenching your appetite again. And yet again,
your appetite.
Shaner is taking it this round because I'm working on one. I've run out of apps on my phone that are actually interesting, so now I have to like go download them and like use them. So I'm gonna do it next week. I have them for next week.
You got me for another week. And this time we're taking a bit of a detour onto apps on your computer.
We always take a detour.
We are detours. If you think about it.
Sorry, continue.
If you think about it. And this app I'm going to go with is called the Bored Button. It is an app I discovered that it's kind of like its own website, but all it is there's a picture of a button on it, like a sewing button, a big red sewing button. And you click on it, and it will take you to a random internet website.
What?
Like an internet random game. And you can find like a game or a cool thing you can play with, or like maybe a tool.
What?
So, and you can just keep clicking it and it'll take you to random things. You can find, different weird things. So there's games on there. There's one called Hacker Typer I found, which is, it makes your screen look like one of those typical, green and black computer screens you see in movies.
Wow.
And you can randomly type on your keyboard and it'll bring up like type.
Yeah.
So that you can look like you're hacking into a computer. Like,
Hold on. What is this called?
Look up boredbutton.com.
Oh, .com.
.com.
Okay. Bored. I'm gonna look this up right now.
So, and there's like millions of these things you can find on here.
Oh my gosh. I spelled something wrong. Oh, I spelled button wrong.
Some of them are useless. Some of them may not work. Some of them are super fun. So let's click on it and see what we get.
Is this it?
Yeah. Click start now.
This is more like a website. I don't know about
It's an app.
It's a website though.
It's close enough.
Oh, look at this description. I am bored. I'm so bored. I'm bored at school. I'm bored at work. I'm bored to tears. I'm bored to death. Do you find yourself saying any of the above? If so, you've reached the right website. Click the red button will instantly take you to one of hundreds of interactive websites specially selected to alleviate boredom. So go ahead and give it a try. Press the bored button and be bored no more. That's cool. Okay.
Yeah, so click on it and see what you get. So let's see. I'm going to click on it, and what do I get? That's a boring one. Give me something good. Find out where your birthday falls in pi. So you would type in your birthday.
Oh.
So
Who thinks this? Okay.
like, mine's 0428, and you click start. And it tells you how far into pi. So let's see. My pi day is at digit number 910.
Oh.
So weird
Nice.
stuff like that. Why do I need to know that? Beats me, but it's fun.
So I see the start now button, and then I see little arrows at the bottom that say start now. What's the difference?
Just hit the start now button.
Okay, fine. We're gonna hit this.
Did it work?
By clicking before you get a Chrome extension that provide what? I think it's an extension.
I don't think mine is. I think you're doing it wrong.
Oh, hold on.
So let's see. What's next do I get?
Maybe I just hit the one down here. No, there we go again. Before I continue by clicking. Okay, hold on. Chandler, you just do it. I have to figure this out later. Keep going.
There's one on here where you drag your mouse across the screen, and as you do, there's a video of a guy getting slapped with an eel, and you basically move your mouse with the eel, and you slap the guy in the face.
That sounds so cool.
Yeah, you can do all sorts of fun things. This is how I find lots of my fun stuff. There was one on how to make make your own, tartan pattern, tartan like plaid. You kind of can customize it. One that lets you try to draw a perfect circle, and it tells you how much % of a perfect circle you've made. There's the world's dumbest game, where you just hold down a button to see how long you can hold it down, and there's a leaderboard.
Oh no! How long? What's the top of the leaderboard?
Let's see. Recent high scores and today's high scores. So recent high scores were for 59 hours, 59 minutes, and 9 seconds.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm guessing some people that looks like the record, because that's what everyone says on here. So I'm guessing people make that it holds it down for them. Like you get a heavy object and place it on your mouse.
Yeah, probably.
There's one about doing magic card tricks.
Huh.
There's one about a Flappy Bird ripoff with a number cube for whatever reason. It's one of those things, if you're bored while you're doing something, you're like, man, I just need something to distract me for a bit. You go on here and you click on whatever. Rock, paper, scissors.
What browser are you using?
Chrome.
See, that's
the
what
best
I'm using.
the best browser ever.
All right. Well, you're gonna have to troubleshoot with me because it's not working.
Yo, here's one called Laugh at Poop Jokes.
Oh, great. All right.
Okay, you ready?
I guess.
What's brown? Poop.
Wow.
This is great.
I don't like poop jokes. I've never.
Well, this is a whole website dedicated to them. So
I'm glad you found your thing, Shanner. Good job. I like to try this, but it keeps saying I have to download a safety browser whenever I.
Well, that's
click
weird.
the button.
Maybe you're
It is
doing it
very
wrong.
weird.
There's this that generates a tone
Oh.
like that.
Oh.
Yeah, you can jump. Can you hear that?
I can't hear that.
Can you still hear it?
Yeah.
Can you still hear it?
Oh, you can change it at will. It's not random.
Oh yeah. Can you still hear that?
Yeah, it hurts, but yeah.
Can you still hear that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You hear that?
Yeah.
What about that?
Yeah.
What about that?
Yes.
Really? Oh, there it is. I couldn't hear it at first. But
Yeah,
there it
it's
is.
really So yeah.
So yeah, there's some really fun stuff on here, and I've used it many times, and I've actually found websites on here where I go and actually find it online so I can save it.
I'm gonna have to.
There's some useful
somehow.
things, some fun things just to play. There's a really fun one where it shows you how much money Jeff Bezos has, and you can
Really?
like go through, and it has different things you could buy, and so you play out theoretically
Oh, that's so cool.
how many things you could buy with his money, stuff like that, and it's like a whole city, a whole football team, and you can buy so many things. So yeah, and you can just keep clicking through. There's like a bajillion sites, and you'll occasionally see a repeat, and you just skip on past it. So yeah, that's a fun one.
Wait, hold on. Were you supposed to hit the button or the start now?
Try hitting the button and see.
I hit
happens.
the button that seemed to work.
Yeah, so you can find all sorts of things on here. Make your own flag.
Okay.
Make beautiful music with a stranger. Watch the world go by, just literally clicking numbers. You can do all sorts of things. Write in Morse code. It just shows you what your thing would be in Morse code if you typed it out.
Are these
favorite
actual
one,
websites? Or
Yeah.
they...
My favorite one I found on here is basically an online Tetris, where like instead of the piece moving around, the whole screen rotates around the piece.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's so much fun. That has gotten me through many a boring time. See how many hours I've sunk into playing It's called First Person Tetris, which by the name I thought it was actually going to be like you saw from the perspective of the pieces. Kind of a disappointment, but also still a ton of fun, and I put so many hours into that.
Okay. Oh, that's cool. I'm going to explore this one a little bit. I got it working. You got to hit the button, not the start now.
So hit the big red button if you go, and I do recommend this. This isn't one where I'm like, use it if you want. I do recommend this if you're bored. I can't say if you're bored in class or at work because we don't want to encourage that. But, yeah. So don't do it then. But if you ever find yourself in a boring situation and you've got nothing else to do, hit up boredbutton.com and entertain yourself.
I wish it would give you like the address of the website. That
Yeah, usually I would just type in whatever it says at the top. So,
yeah. Okay, well that's fine. That's cool. Very cool.
Boredbutton.com. Kind of an app, kind of not an app.
It's a website.
It's an app.
Just because it says Ghost App at the bottom does not make it an app.
It's an app disguised as a website.
All right, whatever. Fine. All right. We gotta move on. So now,
did I eat up enough time?
Yo, you ate up plenty of time.
Oh, I thought I didn't do enough.
No. I'm trying to shut it down because we're getting like we're going over.
Oops. I thought I wasn't doing enough time.
No, you're fine.
Awesome.
I got a lot for this section, which is the history of.
The history of.
You know what I thought we needed education on? Because, let's face it, most people have a very negative opinion of this thing.
There are so many things I could say right
But
now,
it's
but I'm sure you're just going to tell me.
Guess. Go in and guess. Something that
Okay.
most people have a negative opinion on, but is that actually... Well, it wasn't intended to be that way. Let's just put it that way.
The original Justice League movie.
No. Is it good? Have you seen the Snyder's Cut yet?
The Snyder Cut was good, but would I describe it as the amazing masterpiece that everyone's saying it is? No.
Okay.
It's worth watching at least once just to watch it.
Should I go watch the original and then the Snyder?
I would say watch the Snyder Cut first, then watch the original to see where people are coming from.
Okay, fair enough.
Or watch the original first so you can get an opinion on it, and then watch the Snyder Cut and see if it's better. Yeah, watch the original first. Yeah, that's
what
why
I said.
I went back. I changed my opinion.
Okay.
Watch the original first and let me know what you thought about it. Was it as bad as everyone thought it was? Then go watch the Snyder Cut. Anyways, that was a sidetrack. What's the actual answer?
Plastic surgery.
Plastic surgery.
Plastic surgery.
Plastic surgery.
Because let's face it, what's the first thing you think of when I say plastic surgery?
I can't say it on the air.
There you go. Exactly. So,
but
we're going to go. Yeah, there you go. We're going to. You can say that on air.
That wasn't what I was thinking. That was the
okay.
second. That was the second answer.
Kim K. Anyways, so.
we're going to get yelled at.
Second Kim K joke of the day. Let's go. So, plastic surgery originally is pretty much used to help remodel face injuries.
Mm-hmm.
Or just face deforms.
Okay.
That's pretty much the essential history of plastic surgery, its origin. All right, so it started off in around 800 BC.
Really?
In India. They used skin grafts, which I'm not really sure what skin grafts are.
You don't know what skin grafts are?
No idea.
Okay, so short explanation here, just so you know. Skin grafts are basically if you're missing a chunk of skin, like my grandpa was working on a machine one time and got part of his arm sliced off.
Oh.
So they ended up taking, I can't remember exactly how they do it, but they take a piece of skin from another area of your body, or maybe you have extra, and they kind of sew it up. So I think it was in his
That's a cool idea.
stomach. So they would like sew it into his stomach, and it would grow the skin onto his arm. So part of his arm
that's cool.
came from like another part of his body. It was, I think it was his chest or his stomach, and then that skin grows back. So
I got so many questions, but we're gonna move on.
I'll have to ask my dad more details.
Started in India. So then India was using skin grafting for a while, and then it kind of spread west into Europe.
Of course it did.
And then once the Greeks and Romans came about, they kind of improved on those methods. There was this dude called Aelius Cornelius Silius.
What?
He wrote a book called hold on.
Sound it out.
De Medicina. I'm going to go with
Okay, that's fine.
Basically, it was a book. Sorry, it was a surgery book, but inside contained ways of reconstructing lips, ears, and noses. So that's kind of like, it was like one of the first books done on that included plastic surgery. There's also this dude, which I'm not going to try pronouncing this guy's name. A 70-volume work.
70 volumes.
All on reconstructive face techniques.
Really? This was a popular thing.
Huge. So then the Dark Ages rolled around.
They do.
Yeah, as they do. And of course, kind of like everything that's kind of scientific became religious and then eventually banned from the Catholic Church. So the plastic surgery methods it wasn't really plastic surgery because they didn't have any plastic back then. It was just reconstructing face and maybe putting bits and pieces of things into kind
gravel.
I was going to say wood, but sure.
Wood? Can you imagine part of your face is just made of wood? Clink, clink, clink. That's just my cheekbones. Clink, clink, clink.
Anyway, so yeah, it kind of disappeared during Dark Ages. Eventually, the Pope even banned surgery in general.
I can see that.
Yeah. Good old Catholic Church, you know? So then, because of this kind of Dark Ages, from then on, even like as it kind of surgery became more and more of a thing, and surgery in general, not just plastic surgery, it became less sanitary and more special cases. Like you had to have a lot of money, or you had to be really bad off in order to get it. Right. And then the 10th century ran around, and they actually figured out a way to repair cleft lips.
Really?
Yes.
Was it a safe way?
I'm going to assume yes. I have no idea.
Okay.
I wasn't able to determine that. all I read was they found a method to repair cleft lips.
Well, good for them.
Yeah, good for them. And then the Renaissance rolled around, all right?
As it does.
And methods became more safe. And instead of just eyes, noses, and ears, they started to do eyelids and start of surgical breast reduction.
Really?
Yes. Not reduction.
Let's rewind for a second.
Okay.
Eyelids?
Eyelids.
Why would you need surgery on your eyelids?
What if you just don't want to sleep? Or you get your eyelid cut off.
By what?
I have no idea how that would happen without your eye getting damaged.
Sick, demented person. Like, I don't even think like Jeffrey Dahmer would stoop to that level. Hannibal Lecter, forget it. Nobody's gonna cut off eyelids. I wonder if that's been done before.
It's probably a torture method.
Some guy just collecting eyelids.
Oh my god.
He layers them on his own eye to sleep better. No lights getting through here. I've got double curtains.
Anyway,
makes a shirt out of them.
A shirt, really?
An eyelid shirt.
Another t-shirt idea.
It just looks like it's made out of eyelids.
We'll pay you $20 an eyelid, people. Let's make it happen.
Donate them. That's our sponsor.
Anyway.
Our sponsor is you. Donate an eyelid. We'll make a shirt. I'll wear it. We'll clean it.
Okay.
That was off track.
What am I supposed to say about that?
I don't know. I'm just, who collects who's losing their eyelids?
Okay.
You'd have to lose your eye too.
Okay. 17th century rolls around, so Renaissance is done. Plastic surgery isn't really a thing.
Makes sense.
They kind of stopped using over time because Renaissance kind of happened, and
left. People started getting dumber again.
Well, I mean, they weren't as creative, I guess, or test the limits.
Nobody wanted to think anymore.
But then it came back with a vengeance in the 18th century.
As it does.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't widespread, but it came back and people started using it.
People started losing their eyelids again.
And that kind of trend happened until the 20th century, where both the world wars really made it needed. because you kind
People were getting their faces blown off.
Yeah, literally, yeah.
Guy comes back with no eyelids.
So World War One was actually, how do I word this without offending a lot of people?
Tragic.
Really aided in the development of plastic surgery. I did good there. There you go.
Kim K can think World War One.
So yeah, World War II kind of did the same thing, but it was mainly World War One that helped like push advancements in it.
That makes sense.
And then after these world wars, surgeons were like, "Hey, you know what?
This is a thing.
Did you guys notice that pretty people just do better in life, and just
How
like
smart of them,
or nicer to talk to?" So then comes in the commercialization of plastic surgery. Yay!
As it does. As it always will.
So eventually aesthetic surgery merged as a more respected aspect of plastic surgery, and then we have what is today pretty much.
Well, now you can still get like, oh yeah, I'll let you finish.
Oh, so a good thing about plastic surgery that did come out, another good thing, is to help better understanding of anesthesia and infection prevention.
Oh, that's good. Anesthesia is important.
Very, very important. What do I have written here?
Have you written that plastic surgeries can be done black market?
I mean,
Did
I'm
you
sure
know
they
that?
can.
Did you know that?
Anything can be done black market.
Yeah, there are cases of like botched plastic surgeries.
Well, yeah.
What was the show? There's a show on TV and it was called Surgery Gone Wrong or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was all about terrible plastic surgeries that were done.
Yeah.
Maybe like some guy or some girl getting like their butt expanded by some guy in an alleyway injecting silicone into their butt. And they come in and it just looks unhuman. Like, yeah, plastic surgery is a good thing for some cases when it's actually needed, but sometimes it goes wrong.
Is that what you do in your free time?
Oh yeah, I'm
Look
a
at
plastic
people's
surgeon.
silicone butts.
Yeah. I don't hide it.
Okay. So anyways, America, we're going to turn to America because that's pretty much all European history that I went over.
Oh, that was all just European?
That was just European history.
Oh, okay.
I mean Asia because it started in India, but like there's pretty much like
hit us with the Americanization.
So Americans like kind of had it, but not really. Pre like I guess 1900s, I'm gonna assume because where I looked wasn't very specific, but plastic surgery was quote a quackery.
A what?
A quackery.
A quackery.
Pretty much, it's a stupid idea. It's silly.
I'm gonna start using that.
Unprofessional. A quackery.
Get out of here. Your ideas are a quackery.
So it wasn't until a surgeon named John Hopkins, that rang a bell.
The John Hopkins?
The John Hopkins.
Really?
Came out with a book called The Training of a Surgeon, which was pretty much the prototype of surgical training programs. And that included a bunch of plastic surgery stuff. And then this dude called Dr. John John Davis. He was the very first American dedicated plastic surgeon. All he did was plastic surgeries. And he pushed the importance of it and like, hey, this can be used for good reasons. So eventually, like, the 1940s roll along, and because of Davis's and Hopkins' influence, this thing becomes popularized. And then in 1950, it is a fully accepted medical field in the States.
By 1950?
By 1950.
Really?
And in the 60s came around, and they figured out, hey, we can shoot people with silicone.
Yeah, that's where the problem started.
And that's where the problem started. And then in the 80s is when it became mainstream, apparently.
That doesn't shock me.
Yeah. So yeah, there you go. That is the history of plastic surgery. Not all silicone in butts.
But mostly.
From the 80s onward, yes.
Oh, that was a great history. Wow, I learned so much.
I hope you learned a lot.
Thanks a lot, John Hopkins. Thanks a lot, India.
Thanks, India.
It's your fault.
I feel like India does more than what we give credit.
Okay, to be fair though, India was only doing skin grafts, so we can't blame them.
I mean, yeah, but still, that's crazy. Like, who thinks to chop off some of your skin and put it on another piece of your skin?
Well, I mean, it makes sense. You don't just like cut it off and put it on. You take a flap and you kind of flap it over so it's still growing.
Well, right.
So it has to be still connected so it's still growing outward.
Right, yeah. Right.
I'll ask my dad exactly how they did it because, like I said, my grandpa's got it, and I believe it was part of his stomach is now part of his arm.
That's so weird.
Yeah, it was a cool story. So
I bet. All right, that was a quick section. Do you want to go over the possible sponsor of the week?
Possible sponsor of the week. Now, this company was a fun one to find. and it is called Potato Parcel. Are you familiar with Potato Parcel?
Are they the one that ship people potatoes?
With messages on them.
With messages on them. Yes, I've heard of these guys.
Yeah, so I did not know about them, but I want them to sponsor us because I want to send potatoes.
You didn't hear about them? They've been around for years
Yeah,
now.
no, I didn't. I had not heard of them. But let me just read you some of the messages you can get on the potatoes so we know what we can do to send to other people.
Okay.
So, you can get your face printed on it.
Nice.
A full-size picture.
Mm.
Now, there's potatoes on here. There's examples. One that says, Stacy, I still love you.
No.
Happy birthday, Grandpa. Congrats on the baby. Paul, you're being evicted. And that's all of them. So, I think Potato Parcel should sponsor us, and we will send potatoes to everyone.
To all 5 of our fans.
Yes, to all 5 of our fans, you will receive a personalized 2 Dudes on the Radio. It's a potato with our logo on it.
Yes!
And it has one of our famous quotes on there, like "Don't drink water."
Or would you have a peanut one?
Yeah, we had the peanut apocalypse.
Yes, peanut apocalypse.
So, Potato Parcel, sponsor us, and we will make limited edition 2 Dudes on the Radio potato parcels to send out. Collector's edition.
Collector's edition.
And
Premium
one of them,
price for these.
One of the potatoes will be the winner potato. And if you get the winner potato, you get to have an audio message played on the air.
Oh, see, how can you guys turn that down? So listen, Potato Parcel, hit us up.
Yeah, you're a startup business.
We're a startup. We're not a business, but we're a startup podcast.
Get some mixed,
some friction, potato friction, you know, and get it moving.
So let's do this. Potato Parcel, you know where we are. We have Instagram, we have Facebook.
Yeah, so just hit us up.
Send us a message. One of these days, I'm really hoping one of these companies actually does.
Gosh, that'd be so great.
Like if we could actually get word to, Elon Musk who owns the flamethrower. Remember when we did that?
That's
would
true,
do
yeah.
it. He would do it. If we can
we're too small.
He's that guy though.
He would be. That's true. If there's anyone that would do it,
if we could get
him.
his attention enough, we could possibly get a flamethrower from him.
So cool.
So get it out there. If any of you have connections get our message out to Elon Musk.
Well, Potato Parcel. You gotta start.
Start small. Potato Parcel.
Potato Parcel.
Someone out there has to know something. Hit us up. Maybe we'll tag them. Who knows? They're a small company.
Small company.
We could do it.
All right. On to the last section. Man, we were zooming through today.
Yeah, but we usually take up more time than we think about.
Yeah, usually the app section takes longer, but that was nice.
I thought you said I didn't.
No, you're fine.
I'm confused.
Sorry,
now.
not the app section. The top 5. Usually we spend a lot longer with the top 5.
That's fair. We do usually drag that out.
All right, which is fine though, because this is usually where I like to stop and talk about B movies.
Yeah.
They're called B movies for a reason, folks. And we got a surprise one this week.
Yeah,
by looking at the cover of this movie, you'd think, oh, this is gonna be a horrible one. Let's not watch it. But actually, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
Shana, you want to talk about what this is?
It's a movie I've been avoiding forever because I keep seeing it and I didn't want to
I
do
remember
it.
looking at the very first time we started this show and thinking, oh, that looks horrible. No.
This is a 2019 movie called Killer Sofa.
Dun, dun, dun!
Which, let's start off with the obvious. It's not a sofa.
You're right, it's not a sofa.
It's a recliner.
You're right. And they called it a recliner throughout the entire show.
Yeah, so unless sofa is the British term for recliner, they call things weird names.
I think it's New Zealand because the one company is called New Zealand.
Is it?
Media
okay, so...
But they don't sound New Zealand. That's the only thing that's throwing me off. So maybe they're not. I don't know. Anyways.
So who knows? Anyways, it's about... without spoilers, a possessed recliner who becomes obsessed with the girl who gets the recliner.
Well, yeah.
That's the main plot.
I'm reading. Yeah,
I'm describing it as Amazon and IMDb described it to avoid some spoilers about the recliner.
Right. You're right. Yeah. I can't believe I didn't catch the sofa thing. I'm kind of mad for not noticing.
It made me a little bit, mad. I'm like, hey, don't call it this. This is false advertising.
Yeah. So that's the show is the movie is very spoiler-ish. Like there's a lot of spoilers in it, so it's hard for us to talk about it without spoiling anything. Yeah. So we're gonna try to stay away. But yeah, it's pretty much what Chandler said. Did you find the beginning to be super vague? I was very confused about the beginning.
Yeah, it was. I
was very confused.
Yeah, so we can talk about the main plot line. It's about a dancer.
Yes,
named Francesca, who has a weird accent.
British or New Zealand.
I don't even know, but I didn't like it.
It's said a New Zealand film company, but they sound British. Not I don't know.
Whatever. So
it's one of those two.
She finds out one of her weird friends she knew, someone she wasn't great friends with, but was close enough friends with, has been murdered.
Well, hold on. Wasn't that someone she used to? No, she almost. They were friends, but he wanted to date, but she was like, nah.
Yeah. So they find out. 2 detectives come in and tell her that her friend's been murdered. That's not a spoiler. That's the plot line. And the only thing he left her is a recliner chair.
Wasn't that shipped independently of his death? Like I thought he shipped the recliner and then.
I think it was left for her.
Oh, okay.
Because she wasn't surprised to get a recliner.
Oh, because I had the note. You're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
So he left her this recliner chair.
Yeah, nothing weird. I mean, a little weird because the friend was a little obsessive with her, but that's
Yeah, but he's dead now, and she got this recliner chair.
Nice.
And all of a sudden, the recliner chair starts trying to, murder anyone who gets close to her. And that's the movie. There's some other plot lines going on that we can't spoil.
Yeah.
There's some voodoo stuff going on here and there, and several small subplots that don't get wrapped up.
There's a lot of loose ends in this film.
So other characters in this movie include Francesca's best friend, Maxie.
I like Maxie. Maxie was cool.
Maxie was a supportive friend and wasn't useless. And she was great. So the 2 detectives, who I'm going to read this verbatim, Bob Gravy and his partner, Grapes. Her name was Grapes. I don't even know if she had a first name.
They never mention a first name. They just call her Detective Grapes or something like that.
So, I'm trying to find
Sure it wasn't Creeps?
No, I saw the subtitles. It was Grapes.
Okay.
She's not even listed amongst the cast. Where is she?
All right. Well, yeah. So those 4 are the main cast, and there's some side ones here and there. I really appreciate that these people actually look like normal, everyday people, and they weren't just like pretty faces. You know what I mean?
Right.
I really appreciated it about this film. I like the acting in this film. I thought the acting was pretty good.
Bad. It didn't feel forced, and it didn't feel like they were just reading off a script.
No, it was good.
Occasionally, Francesca was a little eh.
Well, I think that's just how she was.
It's a case of Dave Made a Maze, where the side characters were better than the main character. It doesn't mean they were great actors, but I feel like it was one of those situations where I liked everyone else except her. I didn't like Francesca. She was just an okay character.
She was a bit annoying.
Mm-hmm.
But not I guess her character was slightly annoying.
Now, let's talk about the other thing this film boasts. The sofa or the recliner, not CGI.
No.
Practical effects, and it moves on camera. It's not like it's not like a Weeping Angels situation where you just see it.
Well, in some cases it is.
Yeah, but that's built suspense. But it wasn't because they didn't have the budget. It moves, and it even stands up at some points. The leg rest folds out.
Yeah, that was
and it stands up completely vertical, and it's really weird. And it has a face. Weird. 2 buttons and a fold in it.
Yeah.
Form a face. And Eddie thought it was funny. I thought it was freaky.
I think the recliner was really funny.
It was funny at some points, but also it was freaky.
It reminds me of a cartoon character.
Yeah.
If the couch was cartoon because of the button eyes. Oh. I thought it was funny. I couldn't take the couch, the sofa, the recliner. I couldn't take the recliner seriously. But for me, it didn't take away from the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a little bit of the fear, but at the same time, I was still enjoying it.
Other great practical effects were...
before we move on to practical effects. I don't know if you noticed.
We're already in practical effects.
I guess you're right. Anyways, let me interject about the sofa. I don't know if you noticed this, but they would move the lighting to dictate where the sofa was looking.
Really?
Yeah, so the white part of it, what's that called? The reflection of the light off of its eyes would usually face where it's looking.
Really?
Yeah, it was. I'm pretty sure.
Huh? I didn't.
I hope that wasn't unintentional. I'm pretty sure it was though.
Yeah.
Anyways, really cool thing.
So they shot it really well. But practical effects, I'm trying to think of how to phrase it. The injuries were pretty decent.
Yeah,
they weren't terrible.
A whole lot, but there were some.
But you could tell they did more than just take a red marker and scribble a scar. At one point, one of the characters gets their hand, before they even becomes a murderer, gets their hand caught in the mechanisms of the sofa.
In the sofa, the
recliner. Calling it a sofa.
You're right.
And she pulls it out, and the gashes looked pretty decent. It made me kind of go oh, I don't want to look at that.
Yeah, but you could tell it was fake. It wasn't too real.
And the character that gets murdered later on.
Don't spoil.
I'm not gonna say who it is.
Okay, all right.
But those effects were done decently enough.
Decently.
So they weren't the worst effects. I'm trying to think of what other movie we had that had really terrible blood effects. I don't think Dolls was too bad.
No, Dolls didn't really have too much blood. There was just like blood, but no like wounds. Wasn't. What was that movie? Hold on. Let me go down to my list.
Zombies, I think, was bad.
Zombies was bad. Well, except for the one. Never mind.
Yeah, no, that was good. That part, I know what part you're talking about. Exactly.
The epic scene in Zombies.
Yeah, that was good.
That was like good. What? There was another one. I don't remember. Was it Inhumanwich?
No, Inhuman, which is goes without saying.
Well, whatever. Point is, you know what you're talking about. Really bad looking injuries.
Yeah. The music was fine. I don't recall it being anything stand out, but it wasn't bad. It didn't feel forced. It blended really well. Camera work was good.
Yeah, the videography was great. The special effects, because there's a few in here. They were pretty good.
The ending, where again I won't spoil it, but the ending with the detective, the end scene with the detective,
Graves?
No, right before what happened with Grapes.
Gravy.
Yeah, so Detective Gravy.
Right, yeah, that sort of thing.
That looked decent for what it was. You know, you could tell they didn't have to make special effects. They were able to put more of a budget into the ones they had. Yeah, it looked really good.
It was really good.
The lighting was fine. And it didn't look like it was shot on an iPhone. So
yeah, no, really.
And they built an atmosphere too.
Oh yeah, really good atmosphere. Like it felt like not like a beach, like a city.
Yeah.
I really liked Francesca's house, apartment.
Yeah, it was
really nice. I like a nice.
And all balcony. I'm going to say, I'm not going to say why, but there will be a point in the movie where you will root for the recliner to win.
Oh.
There is a point
where
one
scene.
Yeah, where you want the recliner to do his job.
Just if you don't like, it wasn't even a sex. I mean, it was a sex scene, but it wasn't. It was weird.
Creepy guy.
Yeah, I didn't see it happening, but then I was like, oh, that's like the only. Speaking of sex scenes, that's like the only one scene, and you'll kind of see it coming.
It wasn't too bad. It wasn't graphic.
No, because it was like under a blanket.
Yeah.
So that was pretty much it. That's pretty much it. There's like a kiss here and there.
You want the recliner to win.
You want the recliner.
That guy sucked.
Anyways, I mean, technically, it wasn't his fault. Again, spoiler free, but I'm not gonna get into it. But
in what way was that not his fault?
We'll talk after. I was saying it because it'll spoil things. But anyways, how do you feel about the ending? Because we had talked about this. Ending's kind of confusing because of how many loose ends are in the film.
Yeah, it leaves it open to be made into a sequel, which I don't think they're going to. But it leaves it open to a sequel.
I didn't think so. I just thought they wanted to.
Really? I think it could be a sequel.
I thought they would.
I won't explore what happens because that's a huge spoiler.
Yeah, you're right. I shouldn't say.
If not a sequel, then they could just. You're kind of left open to. It doesn't just wrap everything up neatly.
Yeah.
This isn't the movie you're watching. Nice ending, and walk away from.
Yeah. Besides, like I said, loose ends. Like they don't explain.
Mm-hmm.
There's a grandfather figure in this film.
He was a cool character.
Something happens to him. They don't explain what happened to him.
Mm-hmm.
Something happens with the main character in Gravies. They don't. I mean,
no, they don't really.
They kind of leave that open. They leave it open ended.
Yeah.
They tie it, but they leave it open.
So many things happen, and you're left going, "What was that? Are they ever going to talk about it again?" Nope. Apparently,
and then there's the grandfather's girlfriend.
Yeah,
Shanti. What's up? Yeah, Shanti, but like
she was cool, but it kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff left.
The ending was very like okay. You wanted more.
You did.
I was slightly unsatisfied.
There were some good wrap-up moments, like when you discover what's happened with Recliner. That was a good moment to find out with him and what was the guy's name? Warren Lee, the other criminal they bring in.
Yeah,
that was a good reveal. Like as far as reveals go, I was not expecting the way it happened.
Yeah.
So that was good. And the one thing Eddie and I talked about with this movie, and it was so refreshing to see, is none of the characters act like typical horror movie characters.
Yeah.
They're smart. They do the right things.
Or they at least make the most, like, I shouldn't say logical, but like the most reasonable.
Yeah.
like
they don't look like they're
reactions.
trying to die the whole movie.
Like the one detective comes in and just blasts someone
blast the
at one
recliner.
point. Like
he doesn't come in, he doesn't talk with it, he doesn't try to reason with it. He just comes in and shoots it.
yeah, like
He knows it's evil. He knows what's wrong.
yeah,
And he takes action.
yeah, reasonable accidents happen. Like there's nothing
Right.
out of the blue here that you'd be like, oh, really? Like that shouldn't
Yeah,
happen.
like
It was
at one
very.
Okay, so we can talk about this because it's also not a spoiler. At one point, one character is at his house and he
Mhm.
thinks he hears something outside. So he goes to his window, opens it up, and he sees the recliner on the street. And he knows it's coming after him. So what does he do? He closes the window and he runs.
Actually, there was one thing.
Hmm.
Now that I think- there was one thing that I was like, what? What's his name? The guy Francesca was living with at the beginning of
TJ?
the movie. TJ.
Yeah.
The part where he's about to put the pizza in the oven.
Okay, yeah, that was a little bit.
That was a bit like really, but that was the only moment. I
But
can
also,
think of.
you have to look at it from his perspective. I mean, it's not something you think about.
I guess, but like the couch moved so much.
Yeah.
It wasn't
it'd
even
be
like a
weird.
little move. It was like 5-6 feet move.
Yeah, but you don't think the recliner is trying to murder you. Like it was a dumb move to not say, what was that about? But also your mind could logically be like, oh, my mind's playing tricks on me. Couches aren't. I mean, recliners aren't living.
I guess. Okay.
But yeah, I do see what you're saying with that.
Good movie though. Would you recommend?
Mm,
Good enough movie. Let me put it that way.
it's going to fall into our normal category of, would I recommend you watch this seriously? No. Would I recommend if you're having a movie night where you want to make fun of something? Yeah. But there's just too many odd parts of this movie where she's having like dreams and stuff that I can't recommend. So,
Yeah.
I mean, if you're looking for something to watch with your college buddies
Yeah.
and, you want to not do anything too serious, yeah, I'd recommend it. It's in the same, I would put it in the same category, honestly, as Helen Keller Nightwolves.
Ooh, really?
Yeah. It
I
was
would not
just
recommend that
weird
movie
enough
at
to
all.
where I'm like,
Just weird
Would I
enough. Helen
recommend-
Keller was a train wreck. What are you talking about?
dude, the dream sequence.
Well, that's the one scene compared to the entire movie of
Ralph.
Helen Keller. Okay, 2 moments.
And
Two
there wasn't
moments.
a lot of language in this. There was enough to go like, okay, be a little careful, but it wasn't like Helen
Yeah.
Keller where it was like swearing every 3 seconds.
Yeah,
And it
that's
wasn't
true, that's true.
necessary either. Some movies, I don't say swearing is necessary in some movies, but like my
Right.
English teacher told me, sometimes it makes a point. Sometimes it really
Right.
emphasizes a point. This didn't. It didn't need to be there, and it was just there for shock
Really?
value. Yeah, I feel like there was one scene where a character said like the F word 3 times in a row. It's like, dude, you didn't need. That was just.
See, I thought that was normal.
really.
I've heard that
I guess
before.
for his character.
Yeah, I've heard that before. I didn't think the swearing was out of place.
So, I mean, I would recommend it for college friends
Yeah.
wanting to watch something stupid for a normal light movie night to make fun of something.
Yeah.
Would I recommend you sit your whole family down and watch it? Not really.
Definitely not the whole family thing. Not for the whole family.
Yeah.
I would say not with a group of friends because you can get easily lost in this movie if you're not paying attention during
That's
certain
fair.
moments. So I would say if you're sitting down with another friend, I would definitely watch it.
Yeah.
I would recommend it more than Shaner, just with a small group of people at
Yeah.
most.
The reveal is worth it. The reveal
Yeah.
about the recliner is pretty worth it.
Also, the tension like you build with this
and just to
recliner
see, just to
throughout the
see the
movie.
recliner.
Oh, the recliner's great.
That I could watch a movie just for it.
That was a good one. Like, I
So-
couldn't take it seriously, but it still had that tension. Like, I didn't lose the tension. I just thought
Yeah.
it was funny. It was almost like, actually, no, I'm not gonna get there. So, where are you gonna rate a Shaner in our list of movies?
Okay. So going from worst to best.
Yep.
So I'm gonna do Planes versus Volcano,
That was horrible.
Inhuman Witch,
Yeah.
Zombies.
Yeah.
Actually, I gotta figure out. I think these are the tough ones because these ones really get good. I'm gonna say maybe Dolls next, and then, see, here's the trouble because now we're down to my top 3. I'm gonna have to go probably with wow, I just forgot the Killer
There's
Sofa.
4. So there's Road Wars, Orcs, Dave
Oh,
Minimaze,
I forgot
Doll.
Road
You
Wars.
said Dolls, but
Yeah, I forgot. Okay, so looking at my list, so from worst to best, Planes versus Volcano, Inhuman Witch, Zombies, Dolls. Then
It's so weird you put that so low. Sorry, continue.
actually, I take that back. No, Dolls, Road Wars, just because of the aesthetic it built for me. Then Killer Sofa, then Orcs, Dave Made a Maze. Did I miss any?
No, you got him.
That's my listing. Thinking about it, I can make an argument for maybe Orcs and Killer Sofa being.
You put Killer Sofa below Orcs?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think, but it could. I'm trying to think because I'm trying to kind of be like what you did, and I'm trying to think back. I don't know. I'm gonna say Orcs was just more enjoyable to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Like, would I rather watch Orcs or Killer Sofa? And it would probably be Orcs.
I agree with that. I think Orcs was just better just because it was funnier and didn't have as many loose ends. Well,
it has rewatch value.
Yes, it is rewatch value. You're right. My list is very similar to yours, except for Dolls. Dolls are the one movie that I like so much more better than yours. Remember, because I put it number one last week. That's the only movie that we disagree on.
Okay, hit me with.
So mine is Airplane versus Volcano, Inhumanwich, Zombies, Road Wars, Killer Sofa, Orcs, Dave Made a Maze, Dolls.
Really?
Yes, I think Dolls is if we're gonna go by favorites, I would rearrange this a bit, but I think Dolls is the superior movie. But yeah, Killer Sofa, a good movie I would watch, but not quite as good as Orcs because it has more rewatchability. Maybe Killer Sofa does. You would rewatch it just because of the recliner, which
it
by
has
the way,
rewatchability, but it has more. Orcs has more rewatchability.
Yeah, I would agree. Killer. Oh my gosh, the recliner. Is going into B Movie's villain. Avenger.
Of
B
course.
Movie Avenger villains.
I don't think we've talked about that on the air yet.
Yeah, we have.
Have we? I think last time we just said look out for an idea coming soon.
No, now you've learned what the idea is. No, we've been talking about B Movie Avengers this entire time.
Oh. Oops. Play the losing horn sound from Price is Right.
Well, okay. Moving on. We don't know if that's actually going to happen. So yeah, that's... We actually ended on time this week.
Wow.
Look at us.
That's
Give us a pat on the back. Pat on the back for finishing on time.
And we did that even with a drawn-out opening.
That's true. This is
a good day.
Good day. Well, if you're not already, follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Thank you everyone for listening. We really appreciate it. Shaner, do you have any idea of how we're going to finish this?
Yes. Thank you for listening to our quackery today.
Or quackery.
Quackery.
Quackery. Good night.